You've been paying for an oil change you didn't need, probably 6 times more often than necessary, and the person telling you to do it knows exactly what they're doing. If you've ever sat in a dealership waiting room and heard you're due for an oil change, it's been 3,000 miles, I need you to really pay attention to this video, because that number isn't about protecting your engine, it's about protecting their profit margin. Let's go back to where this rule actually came from, because it wasn't always a lie. Decades ago, engine oil technology was nowhere near what it is today. Oils broke down faster, engines had looser tolerances, and 3,000 miles was genuinely a reasonable interval to avoid damage. That number got repeated so many times by so many mechanics and quick lube shops that it became gospel, the kind of advice you just accept without ever questioning where it came from. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Modern engine oil is a completely different product than it was 40 years ago. Synthetic and full synthetic oils are now formulated to handle heat, friction, and breakdown far longer than conventional oil ever could. Most car manufacturers today recommend oil changes somewhere between 7,500 and 10,000 miles, and some vehicles can even stretch to 15,000 miles between changes under normal driving conditions. So why do you still hear 3,000 miles constantly? Because quick lube shops and some dealerships make a significant chunk of their revenue from oil changes specifically. The more often you come in, the more money moves through that shop, and 3,000 miles keeps you walking through their door roughly 4 times more often than your car actually requires. It's not a conspiracy in the dramatic sense, it's just a business incentive quietly shaping the advice you're given. And this is the part that should genuinely frustrate you. Every single one of those unnecessary oil changes costs you real money. And multiplied across the life of a car, we're talking about hundreds of dollars wasted on maintenance your engine never needed in the first place. Now zoom out to every driver doing the same thing across the country, and that's an enormous amount of money funneled into a maintenance myth that outdated technology created and profit motive kept alive. So what should you actually go by instead? Your car's owner's manual. Every manufacturer specifies an exact recommended oil change interval based on your specific engine and oil type. And that number is based on real engineering data, not a decades-old rule of thumb. Most modern cars also have an oil life monitoring system built in, a small percentage readout on your dashboard that tracks actual oil condition based on how you drive, not just mileage. And that number is far more accurate than any generic interval ever could be. Here's the bigger lesson hiding inside all of this. Sometimes the advice that sounds the most cautious, the most responsible, the safest option is actually the version that benefits someone else's wallet more than it protects you. And once you start asking who benefits from a piece of advice, you start seeing this pattern everywhere, not just with cars. So tell me, has a mechanic or dealership ever pushed something on you that later turned out to be completely unnecessary? Drop your story in the comments. I want to hear the worst one, and let's make sure nobody else in this comment section gets tricked the same way again.